So yesterday, we left off at the cliffhanger. There's a buried treasure. But where is it buried? How are you going to find it? Where do you need to look? What tools do you need? Do you need a map? Or can you just figure it out? So here we have 60 acres. Imagine if I said, oh, there's some buried treasure here. How long would you have to dig to find it? 60 acres. It's only 60 acres. That's very little. It's not much space. Start here and just go around. But maybe it's a box 2 feet by 2 feet. Right? Where are you going to find it? How deep do you have to dig? Which location? Right? So there's a buried treasure, a great wealth. But to find it requires proper knowledge. Also, this treasure is not someone else's treasure that you're digging up. It's your own buried treasure. Meaning, it's your own rightful inheritance. So why don't you know where it is? There can be two problems. One is, you're so forgetful, you were told about it and you forgot. Or your father or your forefathers buried it for you, and you're young and immature, and so they didn't tell you openly. Why also, imagine they announce it or put it on a billboard or put it on your house wall. Your friends come over, and you're a kid, you don't know what it is. Kids like buried treasure. So, for whatever reason, you don't know where it is, you don't even know about it. So this refers to a parable told by none other than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Where? Madhya Lila, chapter 20, Chaitanya Charitamrita, text 1, 25, 130, going forward. Mahaprabhu is speaking with Sri Sanatana Goswami. You read this? Mahaprabhu says, once there was an astrologer who came to a poor man's house. This man just had a straw thatched hut, barely enough food for each day to survive. The astrologer saw him. An astrologer is someone who doesn't just read the stars, a starledger. It's someone who can read you and see what is your destiny, what is your karma. Destiny doesn't mean you will definitely achieve that thing. It means you have the potential for it. You may go astray. So therefore they guide you how to achieve your goals. For those who can hear the plastic, this is our cookie operation. No problem. Making cookies for Srila Gurudev's distribution festival. So, the astrologer said, your father left you a buried treasure. Buried treasure. How valuable? Beyond your imagination. This story also is found in the commentary of Srimad Bhagavatam by Madhvacharya. It's very interesting. So the astrologer said, you should not dig in the south, do not dig in the north, do not dig in the west. Where to dig? The person was asking, I have a buried treasure. He said, why are you living in this poor home? Barely having enough food to survive. Don't you know your father left you a wealth that is unparalleled in this world? You are very wealthy. You have a wealthy parentage. But you've forgotten this. You have amnesia. You've forgotten your parentage. You've forgotten your forefathers, their position, and therefore you are in this world thinking you are very poor. Where do I find it? He said, don't dig in the south. What is the south? The Southlands. He said, in the south, if you dig, a swarm of wasps will attack you, bite you. What is that? He said, don't dig in the west. If you dig in the west, ghost. As soon as you start digging, scratching the surface, you'll uncover not buried treasure, buried ghost artifact. As you open it up, there's the treasure. Like Pandora's box. There's the treasure. Let's open the treasure box. Mad ghost will come and attack you and possess you. Then where do I dig? Don't dig in the north. What will attack you in the north? A big, black, venomous python, snake will swallow you whole. And this whole chapter Mahaprabhu describes what is the nature of the Atma, the self, the soul, and what is its ultimate goal, and what is the way to achieve that goal. He said, if you dig in the south, what is this? Is that the process to achieve your soul knowledge, self-realization, understanding of God? No. The south is defined here as ritualistic ceremonies, performances mentioned in the Vedic scriptures, karma kanda. Why? For elevationism. I will go to heaven. I will enjoy. Right? I will do yajna. I'll do sacrifices. I'll do puja. I'll worship God. Why? For what reason? For my own enjoyment. But I don't know what enjoyment is. I think enjoyment means material sense pleasure. Prahlad Maharaj describes this. Yan maitunadi grihamedi sukham hitucham. The sense pleasures in this world, what is the pinnacle for man? All touch, taste, sight, hearing, smell, all is embodied in the form of woman. Let me enjoy this. Sangsar means family life. Prahlad Maharaj says, Yan maitunadi grihamedi sukham hitucham. This happiness is very insignificant. This is not real happiness. Grihamedi means not grihastha. Yan maitunadi grihamedi. Grihamedi means no sense of worshiping God, no sense of dharma, just family life merely for the sake of sense pleasure. Headed by what? Maitunadi. Sex life. Adi, and so forth. It's described that we suffer so much. Prahlad Maharaj describes this. We work day and night like a donkey. But just 2 syllables cool our heart. 2 syllables. Papa. Papa. Daddy. And Prahlad Maharaj says, oh, yes, very good. Yanmaitunadi griha medis kandutivan. This is just scratching an itch. You think this is happiness? You don't know what happiness is. You think scratching an itch will make you happy? No, you have an itch, that means you have a problem. You're scratching it to try to solve the problem. Find a cream. Right? Do something different for once. For millions of lifetimes we've been scratching that itch. Gurudev Vaishnav told me, he said, how many lifetimes have you been married? Millions of lifetimes? Offer your life once to God and see what happens. Just one life. But according to our adhikar qualification, family life is also good if that is according to our adhikar. But grihastha, not grihamedi. Situated in Varnashram dharma, serving society, God-centered society. Spiritual society, Vaishnava society. Practicing bhajan and bhakti, having good children and raising them in Krishna consciousness. Prahlad Maharaj says, oh, you want to enjoy karma, the fruits of karma kanda, but the fruits of karma kanda are bitter, not sweet. Sometimes they're not even fruits. It's described in our bhajans that like a camel we're chewing thorns, and the blood that comes from our gums we relish. Today, what is this special flavor? Liquid, juicy, little salty, little sweet. Let's find some more thorns to eat. What are we eating? Ourselves. Snake eating our own tail. Until this life is finished and we begin the cycle anew. So don't dig in the south. Karma kanda. Om Swaha. Only ritual performance of any activity without proper alignment of the heart in its course that will lead you to the discovery of this highest wealth, ritual won't save you. It'll be like many wasps that come and bite you and cause you more suffering, more suffering, more suffering. Okay, so then should we dig somewhere else? Where should we try next? Let's dig in the West. Like the 49ers. 1849. Go west. Where is the edge of the West? California. We have Calcutta, Calicut, Kali's place. And in the West, why? America is like the new India. Right? Calcutta, they have Kali Mata's place, Calcutta. West Bengal. Right? And in America, we have the West. What is it? California. Firefornia. Kali's place. Like imitation heaven. Why imitation? Looks nice. It's like the advertising is very good. But you didn't read the terms of service. You didn't read the small letters. What is the small letters? You also have to suffer. More. How much more? Outside, very nice. But what's going to happen there? You don't know. What happens? You dig for the treasure there? What's in the West? Asan. Ghosts. What is it? What are the ghosts? You dig up and a ghost attacks you. What is that ghost? Astanga yoga. Like Yogananda Paramahamsa. We will do yoga. The teaching, what is the real yoga? The mysticism, the bhakti, then this is yoga. But people don't want to follow Yogananda. They want to follow asan, pranayam. For what purpose? Only for this material body. They don't know what is the buried treasure. They don't know what is the soul, what is the relation of the soul with God, and what is the bliss of the relationship between the soul and God. So what are they doing? Only scratching their itches with different kinds of processes. You can scratch doing yoga, you can scratch doing rituals. Oh, I will achieve self-realization how? I am God, and I shall stretch. Mountain, cat, dog. I am God pose.
Downward facing dog.
I am goddess pose. Yes, very good. I am yogi. Yogi, bogi, rogi. That's what Vaishnavas say. Yogi, why? For bhog, enjoyment. Then enjoyment leads you to rog, sickness. Why are you doing yoga? To enjoy. And you're trying to enjoy, so you fall sick. Why? Like a child who goes into a candy store. And his mom says, yes, your dreams have come true. You can live here. Here's a bed for you. And you can eat all the candy you want. So every day, candy, 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 land. What happens? Rogue, sickness. So this worldly pleasures lead you to sickness. And even worse, you get possessed by a ghost. What is that ghost? I am Wonder Man. I am Wonder Woman. I can do these asanas, and it's like I can fly. Kundalini. What is this Kundalini? Kunda nonsense. It's all bodily absorption. And what is this body leading you to? Death. You must die. You shall perish. I don't care how many asanas you know. You will die. Like people say, oh, I'm a vegan. This is another area to dig. This is like southwest, northwest. I eat vegetables only. I do exercise every day. I live a very good life, sattvic. And you're still going to die. When? Don't know. The problem with this yoga process is leads you to being possessed by an infatuation with this material body and so-called enjoyment of the body. Who is the founder, teacher, right? The proper yoga process is teaching you to reach samadhi. But in the West, what is that? Yoga means downward dog and licking cat. This is yoga. This is only one small part. Dhyan, dharana, samadhi. But read the Yoga Sutras, you'll see. Bhakti is present there, even subtle, but it's there. But no, what is that? Nothing. So it makes you infatuated with this body and the sense of enjoyment, attached. It increases the attachment of ahang mamata. I am this body, and these things in relation with this body are mine. So therefore, this is a ghost possessing you, increasing your infatuation with this body. Okay, so we won't do yoga. No problem, a little bit of yoga is good. Exercise, but not process to achieve the goal of life. Right? We're sitting in yoga asana right now. Everyone I see here, no one's on the chair. Padma Lochana. Beautiful. Lotus eyes, lotus posture. Half lotus, full lotus. Anyhow, aspiring to be like a lotus. So this is asana. We chant our Gayatri with mudra. We chant our japa with mudra. But what is the aim and object? Not physical fitness only. Spiritual fitness. Spiritual engagement. Okay, so we won't go to the west. Where should we go? Let's go to the north. What's in the north? Dig and you shall see. I will be scholar, Jnani, Gyan Kanda. Dig in the north, and what happens? Oh, look at this, there's a tunnel. Must lead me to the treasure. Let's go inside the tunnel. Oh, big snake. Snakes are happy when they don't have to go to work. Food comes to them automatically. It's the business process. Come to me, how do they bring you to them? Right? I will open an ashram and I will announce online, I have not come only to tell you that I am God. I have come to tell you that you are all gods. All you need to do is come to me. Sign up for my course at youaregod.com. For this small fee, whatever you can afford. Not direct fee, I will talk to you fee. My secretary will ask you and see how much you can afford. But minimum is a lot. So then I don't have to go and collect food, it will come to me. Many, many puppies waiting for food. What is that food? Self-affirmation, not Maya. Like Pinocchio going to Treasure Island, Pleasure Island. We were all big little gods together. I will be your teacher, and I will turn you into a donkey. Become a donkey and work hard in this material world. That is the meaning of being God. So this real gyan and false gyan, what is real knowledge? What is false knowledge? How do we know? How can we distinguish? It's described if you only go without proper guidance and understanding what is gyan, then this only leads you to Maya. You are God. How are you God? It's snake oil salesmen sold to fools. That's why it's called snake oil. Salesman. Mayavad. Don't dig in the north, you will uncover a big black snake. Who is that? 1,000,008. Brahma Nirvani. I am God, Acharya, and you shall also become like me. This is illusion. This is Maya. How can you be God? You have any of the qualities of God? This is what we call half-truth. Snake oil salesman. Some medicine may be there. But really it's just poison. Cheating. You are a servant of God. You are part and parcel of God. You have divine qualities. What does Krishna say? Mamaya vangso jiva loke. You are my angsa, part and parcel. But you are not me. How can you be me? You can be a father, but you can never be your father. Right? So Gyan Kanda is also nothing but a black snake that will devour you. Doesn't mean snakes are bad. Sometimes snakes are good. Right? Anantashesh. But in this situation, If you follow that process in this age, where will it lead you? Simply to be swallowed whole, chewed up, digested, and then snakes and ladders. Where's the snake usually? The biggest, baddest snake is right next to the goal. You climbed up, and I'm right there. Look at this shiny, Agasura? Snake demon. Oh, very beautiful. The treasure must be buried in that beautiful cavern, right? There's a big cavern. That's where the treasure must be. Let's go find the treasure. Oh, it closes shut. The treasure is not that you are God. This is Maya, illusion. Why is it illusion? It won't make you satisfied. Yayatma samprasidati won't actually please yourself. Therefore, the only way they can tell you this is, oh, you're all one. Otherwise, it's obviously nonsense. We're all competing gods, and this world is a madhouse. Right? You're a god. It's just you change the definition. God means a human being, or an animal, or a tree, or the world, or nature. This is all God, so therefore we're all God. Like I can say, an apple means a piece of wood. And an apple means a block of cement. And an apple, I can change the definition to anything and then tell you, oh, this is the definition of it. So we can change the definition of God and say God is just anything you can think of. Nature is God, spirit is God, I am God, you are God, everything is God. But they say, no, we are all one. Oh, hip hip hooray. How? Gurudev said very strongly. In Sanskrit we say ek, eka. English we say one. How do you spell one? Gurudev said O-N-E, 3 parts. In Sanskrit, 2 parts, eka. So even in this so-called oneness, there's duality or trinity. Eka means Shakti Shaktiman. The Lord and His Shakti, His potency. Radha and Krishna, Sita and Ram, Lakshmi and Narayan. Radha and Krishna. Shakti Shaktiman. The divine couple. That is one. It's one, but it's also potency and possessor of potency. Lover and beloved. And what is the Trinity? Om Auma. The Lord, His potency, His beloved, and the soul. That is one. So Param Gurudev said, your conception of oneness, where we all just merge into a big conglomerate and lose individuality, is no better than stool. That's what Param Gurudev said. You want that treasure? What is that treasure? Oh, I found the box. I found the box. And the box looks like it was used just yesterday. I open it up. Ah, fresh incense. Stool. Param Gurudev said like that. This is stool. Why? It's a madness, it's illusion. If you're all one, how can you experience anything? There's no experience there. He said, sugar cannot taste itself. So he said, you achieving that state doesn't matter whether it's sugar or stool, it has no relevance either way. Stool doesn't taste itself, sugar doesn't taste itself. So in Sastra it says, Anandamayo Bhyasat, God is bliss. God is tasting bliss. But then the Mayavadis say, no. God is not tasting bliss. He just is bliss, and we are bliss, and everyone is bliss. So Param Gurudev said, this is nonsense. Vedanta Sutra, 12th aphorism, Vedvyas says, Anandamayo Abhyasat. Because it's repeated, Abhyas, again and again in Sastra, the Lord is Anandamoy. Means He is relishing bliss. He is immersed in bliss. He is absorbed in bliss. They say, no, this is incorrect. Vedvyas, everything else was good, but this verse is wrong. He is not Anandamoy, He is Ananda. So therefore, this is no better than stool. How are you going to experience it if you're all just one, nothing together? That's why Mayavad is described to be covered Buddhism, or nothingness philosophy, Shunyavad. Nirvashesh Shunyavad. Prabhupada came to deliver us from this. Paschatya Deshatadane, to save the West and countries from this conception of Nirvashesh, Mayavad, and Shunyavad. Mayavad, Prachanda Bodha, is covered Buddhism, which teaches us that we are all happily nothing. Good news, you don't exist. And I'll teach you how to do that. Like we see before, people would say, oh, the spaceship is coming. All you have to do is drink the Kool-Aid, and you go to the spaceship. And everyone's so happy, oh, the spaceship is coming, we're going to go to the spaceship. We're going to go to the spaceship, and they're waiting for years. And they all together drink the Kool-Aid and go to the spaceship. Yes, Starship Enterprise is coming. So this is this philosophy. It makes you feel good, thinking that you're a god. But it's not. It's just a black snake devouring you. Param Gurudev writes, very beautiful, Shatadushani, 100 ways that he's smashing this philosophy. Cheaters and the cheated. So this is presented for those who have no proper tendencies, who have a demonic tendency, so this is the philosophy is given for them. But not for devotees. Don't dig there. Go to the east. What's in the east? We'll find out tomorrow. Offerings going on? Okay, by the Pujari's request. 5 more minutes. What's in the east? Oh, Mahaprabhu said, just dig a little bit. Little bit. Not so hard. And you shall find that buried treasure. You open it. What is that? Satchidananda, eternal life, eternal bliss, eternal being. True spiritual life, your nature will be realized. Self-realization. Through these other processes, some karma kanda, there's no chance of self-realization. Gradually, if you follow it, after many lifetimes, you can go up to another stage. And it's creating some sukriti, perhaps. The reason for karma kanda is that perhaps one day you may serve a sadhu by chance. Oh, I'll open a water distribution center, give out some charity, and some sadhu may come, and you get great sukriti, and then sadhu sangha, and so forth. Very gradual process. Mahaprabhu said, don't follow these processes now. It's not necessary. Stanga yoga also, you can gradually progress, but no need. Krishna says in the Gita, chapter 12, Klesha dikata rastesham, you can follow the Gyan Marg, but it's much more difficult. Klesha adhika ratesham, and it gives you a lot of klesh. And even throughout the suffering, the highest destination you can get in that Marg path is the same thing that the demons get when they're killed by Krishna. That's why it's a philosophy for demons. Why? Because you get to imagine that you're God in some white light. You forget yourself and you lose individuality. It's a form of incarceration. But God is very merciful, so it's blissful. Not pain. Bliss. Brahmananda. But where you can't cause any trouble. That's what a prison is. Can't cause any trouble, can't destroy and kill. And so when Krishna kills the demons, they go to that place, Brahma Nirvanam. No qualities, nothing. Just lose everything. And you're in your personal bliss. But you don't have any actual tangible understanding of anything. You're just lost. Lost in a white cloud forever. With a good buzzy feeling. So digging the east is what? Pure bhakti. Bhakti yoga. Gurudev said, pure bhakti is real bhakti. All other is just shadow, conception. There's uttam bhakti, and And there's not Adama Bhakti. There's pure Bhakti, Uttam Bhakti, and then there is not Bhakti. What is not Bhakti? Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, Arupsiddha, all these Sangasiddha Bhakti. This is not Bhakti. It's like fool's gold. But you might have some little bit of sincerity, some little shred, so that little bit there is the Bhakti aspect. Otherwise, karma, yoga, jnana, it's not Bhakti. So Mahaprabhu said, what is your Atma Dharma? Pancham Purusartha Krishna Prem. The real goal of life is divine love. How can you realize that divine love? How can you understand your nature and your loving relationship? Your proper situation. People say, oh, love, love, love. Why are you talking about love? Love is what makes the world go round. So I don't care how much you do your yoga asanas, you're still looking for love. I don't care how much you're thinking you're God. You're thinking you're God because then maybe people will love you. Right? You have it backwards. Your nature is to love, to adore. Right? Devotion, to be devoted, to be devotee. That is the nature of the Atma, the soul. Jivera Surupa Hoy Krishna Nitya Das, Krishna Tatashta Shakti Bed Abed Prakash. Simultaneously one and different, part and parcel. What is the part? You are part of God. What is the parcel? You are you. You have your individual quality and nature and sweetness and love, and you need to realize that. So how do you become realized part and parcel of Krishna, the absolute truth, the abode of all sweetness and beauty and love? How can you realize that state and be situated in that state? Therefore you follow this process, Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is then the roadmap. Pure Bhakti Yoga means achieving that self-realization. Therefore the roadmap is Sadhan Bhakti that leads you to Bhav Bhakti. Sadhan Bhakti means the process, Abhideya, and leads you to the Prayojan, the goal of realizing your Swarup, realizing your spiritual identity. Bhakti Yoga is the only process that will allow you to realize your Swarup, your real form, Swarup. Your real form. What is my Sva, own Rupa form? You are not this body. That doesn't mean you don't exist. It means you have an undiscovered treasure. What is that undiscovered treasure? Your Swarup. Swarup Siddhi. Perfected spiritual form, beyond matter, beyond nirvana, right? Nirvana is like the space between heads and tails. You flip a coin. What is that space? Nirvana. So there's Mayavan, Nirvan, and Vrindavan. We want to go to Vrindavan. That is Krishna's eternal abode. Yad gatva nanivartante tadhama paramam mama. Going to that place, you'll never have to return to this miserable material world. This is not heaven. This is not hell. This is not this world. It's beyond all these conceptions. Therefore, you must follow a process to realize it. It's not a material thing. Oh, I'll bring my dog and cat and puppy and family and friends and my uncles and aunties and we'll all be there together. No. This is not this worldly sense of heaven. You'll lose your so-called material identity as well, because this is false. This is Maya. Not that you're going to stay in the grave for a few thousand years and then wake up one day and go with your dogs and cats to heaven. This is also material conception. Vrindavan is beyond this, beyond matter, Swarup, Siddhi. So Mahaprabhu said, how do you understand this? You take shelter of the Sastra, the scriptures that are leading you in the path of bhakti, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the teacher. And then, what is the scripture teaching us? Guru Padashray, take shelter, and then follow the process of spiritual life, sadhana bhakti, and learn shiksha. Krishna Dikshadi Shikshanam, take initiation, spiritual mantra, and learn, study. And then gradually should advance. There's this direct method. Bhakti Yoga is the direct path. And if you follow guidance, it's very easy to achieve the result. Gurudev said, Vaidhi Bhakti is not real Bhakti also. He said, Rag Bhakti, for Rag you need Anurag, for Anurag you need Anugatya, guidance, for this loving attraction to arise. Then you can follow all the different stages and will lead you to the ultimate result. Right? So this is Bhakti Yoga. How can you get that Swarup? Gurudev said in San Francisco, volume 32. Right? Between June 10th, June 16th, 17th. So Guru wants to give you something, but you are not ready to receive it, and you do no effort to achieve it. Proper effort. That all you have to do is make a little effort. And Guru is waiting to give. Waiting to give, waiting to give, but you don't make no effort, then what happens? You never get it? What is the proper effort? How can you realize your Swarup? And your Swarup Gata Dharma, your spiritual nature, your spiritual engagement, your loving relationship with God. Therefore, Guru gives this process of Bhakti Yoga. Right? Bhakti Bhava Prem Tina Prakashata Shri Guru. Gurudev wrote this song. Bhakti Bhava Prem. Guru gives Bhakti Bhav, ecstatic love, and Prem. Gurudev said that Guru wants to give you this. All you have to do is follow a little bit seriously, be under guidance, and you will receive it. What is that? Swarup. Then what is your engagement? What is your Ekadash Bhav? What are all these things? Then you can understand it, but you have to follow seriously. And it's very easy. These other processes won't give you that Swarup. You can't realize that Swarup without following Bhakti Yoga. That's the only way. So, there's so many processes, parts of that. We'll continue that topic tomorrow. Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bo.